Hello everyone, my name is Alexis Newhouse and today I am going to be discussing reading fluency and some research I have found. Fluency is one of the great pillars of literacy, therefore it is very important for our students to become proficient and fluent readers. So when we think about reading fluency, we often measure or assess reading fluency by having a student read a passage for a minute, marking down the words that they read incorrectly, and then saying this child can read 50 correct words per minute. But really, when we look at the definition of reading fluency is how accurately you can read at a rate, and also including porosity, which is also known as expression. So as you're reading, you also want to make sure that you're using expression to understand and looking at punctuation and keeping that in mind. So whenever we're doing our assessments, some students might think, I'm going to be the quickest, I'm going to read as many words as I can, and I will be the best reader in our class because I can read 100 words per minute. But we know when we look at the definition of fluency, this is not the case. We want to ensure that students are reading at a rate that is quality. So you don't want to read as fast as you can because then you're probably not going to be comprehending what you're reading very well. Or we don't want students to be stuck on words and decoding, and that is going to decrease their fluency because they have to worry about word recognition rather than reading at a fluent level and comprehending. So this can be a limitation of reading fluency that we see within research, is not being able to measure porosity as we assess students in their 1-minute reading. Some researchers, Geddick and Ackel, have stressed the importance of reading fluency. So why is it important that our students read fast and accurately and with expression? Well, it's important because it reflects on their comprehension. So when we have our students reading fluently, we can focus on comprehension rather than decoding words and punctuation and text structure. So once they are fluent readers, they can build their comprehension skills and so on. So Geddick and Alkaloy discussed in one of their research findings using vocabulary knowledge to increase their reading fluency. So what they did is they worked with one student and they conducted meaning analysis with the child at their text level. They also looked at phonemic awareness, so this is how we hear words or different parts of words, like removing prefixes, adding them, and such. And they also created a vocabulary notebook for the student to really get a grasp and understanding of their vocabulary words at their instructional text level. So this would provide them with meanings of one word that has many meanings and really just grasping that concept. So after they conducted these strategies with their participant, they noticed a 50% decrease in reading mistakes. So after going over vocabulary knowledge and integrating fluency strategies such as paired reading and repeated readings, they noticed that essentially their participant was reading 50% better already. So this is something that research shows can be very helpful for students, is just having vocabulary knowledge and integrating that into our reading skills and strategies. Another researcher, we have Didion and Toasty and Benz, focused on self-determination and goal setting as a way to increase reading fluency. So what they did is they had a group of students that they worked with one-on-one and taught different ways to reach goals. They taught them how to chart their goals and just have a positive mindset on their work and within themselves. And this showed to increase their reading fluency. Well, then the same researchers did a replication study where they implemented the program Data Mountain. And what Data Mountain did, it was a cohesive program that had goal setting, reminders of positive talk, and charting their reading fluency. And the results are here in a chart that at the baseline, their reading fluency, they found a baseline reading fluency, and then they integrated Data Mountain and saw an increase in most students' reading fluency scores. So when students were able to chart their fluency, set goals for them for their words per minute read per minute, and be reminded of staying positive and working hard, they were able to increase their reading fluency. So this is another strategy that we can see will work for increasing reading fluency, is having those self-determination goals and allowing students to take ownership in their work and their progress. Another researcher, Oakley 2024, did a literary review about integrating technology and reading fluency. Although she didn't find a sufficient amount of research that indicated technology was used explicitly to increase reading fluency, she did find that it can be a great enhancement to reading fluency. So when you get a technology reading program where students can jump on and practice repeated readings or listening while reading, this can be beneficial. It's great because it's individualized. Each student will have their own work to do at their own pace and their own level, and that's one great benefit of integrating technology for fluency increase. This is some of the research I found, and while researching, I found that there's not research on individualized plans or strategies to increase fluency. So for example, what I mean by that is repeated readings and paired readings and word recognition are usually all conducted together, and then they discuss the results. So I think for future reference, it would be great to see a focus on one instead of integrating all of them for fluency. It would be interesting to see the research on that. So thank you for listening today, and I hope you enjoyed it and you got some information out of that.